Hey guys, it's Common Chris here. Welcome to my review of Supergirl Season 1, Episode 18, titled The World's Finest, and that's the world without the apostrophe. And this is the Supergirl Flash crossover, the highly anticipated episode. I've been waiting weeks for this episode. In fact, ever since it was announced like a few months ago, I've been waiting for this. My most anticipated episode of all the CW shows, of all the Supergirl episodes, of all the Gotham episodes, or the Agents of Shield episode. This is my most highly anticipated episode of the season because we see the Flash and Supergirl interact with each other for the first time. And as we know from this episode, the Flash and Supergirl, they're not from the same Earth. Flash, he explains to Team Supergirl about the multiverse theory. Basically, the explanation that Firestorm gave Barry, he basically gave to Team Supergirl. So that's how for those who don't watch the Flash, they will understand how Barry ends up in his Earth on this Earth. They'll understand the multiverse theory basically if they don't watch the Flash. So there's nothing to be worried about. You don't have to watch the Flash to understand this episode. Oh yeah, overall I like this episode. I think it's in my top two best favorite episode. It's not my first. I think my first favorite, my best episode of the season is still probably the Red Kryptonite episode. But I would say this is my second favorite of the season because it was fun, it was entertaining, and it was the most unique because we had the Flash on Supergirl. So yeah, I had a smile on my face throughout the episode, so I really loved it. The only two problems that I had. One was the Jimmy Olsen getting jealous with Kara because Kara was flirting with Barry throughout the episode, and a little bit of Wen, a little bit, but that was only for 2 seconds really. But yeah, I felt it was kind of rushed. I felt they kind of forced it in, so it wasn't necessary for that to happen really. They only, I don't know. I thought maybe they could have fleshed it out for another episode. They could have stretched out till the next episode, resolved the jealousy in the next episode. That's how I felt it could have been handled. So, if because of the fact that they ended it too quickly, it felt unbelievable, and I didn't believe that Jimmy Olsen was that jealous of Kara. And the other major problem that I had, the only minor problem, sorry, was the how the climax ended. Basically, I felt that the show could have at least given Barry his one time to shine on this show basically because he wasn't the one who defeated Silver Banshee and Livewire. Supergirl wasn't the one to defeat Super Banshee or Livewire, but it was actually the general public basically. So I felt that was kind of cheap. I felt that although they forgave Supergirl, even that's another problem I had. They forgave her too. I think that was a cheap way that they forgave Supergirl for all the wrongs that she did in the Red Kryptonite episode. I felt they could have handled that a little bit better. She could have done something more heroic rather than saving a helicopter. Right? Really, the helicopter wasn't even crashing. It wasn't crashing or anything. So basically, what happened? Livewire, she was about to shoot the helicopter down because it was flying. She was about to shoot it down, and Supergirl got in the way, and basically I think she almost died. Well, she didn't die, but people think that she was willing to give up her life to save them. But I felt it was unbelievable because it didn't feel like she was gonna die. It didn't. If I felt she was gonna die, I would have thought that okay, yeah, maybe that was a good. But nah, it wasn't. It didn't fit for me. So yeah, those were the only two problems that I had in the episode. Overall, I really liked this episode. Like I said, it's my top two favorite episode. It sits just behind the Red Kryptonite in second place. Yeah. So I like the pacing of this episode. Everything was paced out very well. Because we got to see Barry interact with basically everyone in the show except for Martian Manhunter and Alex, who are off in their own separate mission trying to find where they're keeping Alex's dad, basically. So those are the only two absences from this episode. They paced out Supergirl's story arc for the rest of the season in this episode. They managed to get enough screen time for Barry. I was content with the amount of screen time he had, so that was pretty good. And I was content with how the reasoning on why Silver Banshee wants to kill Kara, Supergirl, the Flash. I was content with that as well. I think it was a very compelling story, or a very compelling episode. A very yes, I like it a lot. Oh yeah, overall I'll give this episode an 8.5 out of 10. Uh, well yeah, 8.5 out of 10. I don't usually rate episodes 8.5 more than an 8. The highest I've done is a 9, but I don't think I've gone beyond a 9. But yeah, so an 8.5 is a rare really. An episode has to really get me invested in it to rate to an 8.5 out of 10. So I feel that's a very good score for this episode. So yeah, hopefully next season we get a Supergirl, Arrow, and Flash crossover. Like if Supergirl comes over to the Flash, maybe it could be when Arrow also comes over to the Flash in the big Flash, in the annual Flash Arrow crossover event they do every year. So maybe they can have a DC TV Trinity crossover, because you know how like Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, they are the prime DC, they are the DC Trinity basically. So maybe for the DC Trinity it could be Supergirl, Flash, Arrow. So that would be epic. I really love to see that for next season. So fingers crossed. So yeah, anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys later for more videos.